Hi, Morgan. Thank you so much, and thank you so much to TradingPub. I loaded my slides today, and guess what? For some reason, I tested them, and they're not on here, so I'm going to have to load them again, but I'll talk to you while I do that. Wait, hold on. I know what happened. Okay, here it is. Very good. Ha, there I am. Okay. Thank you all for being here, and of course we're going to have a change of pace going to the psychological part of trading. In my years as a trader's coach, I have seen and identified the path of the evolution of a trader from novice to mastery. I've created a model by putting traders into categories. This does not mean, however, that a trader has to experience every one of these categories in order to be a profitable trader. If a trader knows and chooses to make the right choices from start, he can be like a few traders that I've known that have made money from the start, but it's my experience that most traders won't. I put together these 5 categories of traders in order for you to identify where you are and what you have to do to get to your next level of success. Just want to make sure I have this there. Oops. There we go. So the first category is what I call the into-wishing trader. This is an individual who comes into trading but doesn't treat it like a business. Perhaps he has read 1 or 2 books on the subject, such as Trading for Dummies, and maybe his education makes him think he can be a top trader because of he's intellectually advanced. But the fact is that trading is a separate business from other businesses. So rather than doing the hard work required to get up to speed in this new field, he is into wishing that he will succeed. And by the way, I will, let me just do a quick sound check. I jumped on and tried to get everything started. So if everybody can hear me, just give me a yay. Okay, good. And if you want to ask questions, you're going to have to wait till the end, and hopefully there's time for it. The second type of into-wishing trader is the mechanical trader, who refuses to give up the fact that a system took over 2 years to put together and doesn't work in the current market conditions. The third type is the floor trader, who assumes that he has the ability to do electronic trading without adjusting to the skills of a computer trader. The fourth type of into-wishing trader is the trader who has been a buy 'em and hold 'em person of the past and thinks that the same rule applies in current markets. While there are traders who do earn profits from investment trading, the rules of the past don't always apply. In order to be successful, the intuition trader has to get into another category, because if he stays in this category, he will lose money and he'll find that trading is not a viable way to earn a living. So, why are intuition traders stuck in this category? First of all, they don't know any better because they've isolated themselves. I'm sure most of you haven't isolated yourself if you're on TradingPub, because certainly they have a lot of good speakers. They are too stubborn to make changes in their system or themselves because it costs time, money, and they might have to face their demons. Or they think that because they received a high education in another field, this automatically entitles them to earning money as a trader with no education. Or they don't have the resources. Now I'm going to be talking about resources a lot, so let me define resources. Intelligence, and not necessarily scholastic intelligence, but emotional intelligence, being wise, being street smart. You have to have money, and I call money inventory for your business. You have to have the education. You have to be educated about the markets, but then you have to specialize. You have to have the time to put into this, and it has to be energy time. You know, so many people, what they do is they have a passion for trading, and they work a full-time job, and then they come to trading when they're exhausted. So that's not a good anchor for when you get to trade, because you don't want to trade when you're exhausted. You have to have a good support system, and when I'm talking about support, I'm talking about the people in your life who are significant to you. It's your responsibility to get them to be behind what you have done in your trading. And they let others influence them in the wrong direction. Now, there are many trading teachers out there, and there are many good ones, but there are also a lot of people who are in the business that are not so good. So what do you have to do to get out of this category, the into-wishing trader? Well, first of all, you have to decide if trading is really for you. Do you have the passion for it? I mean passion just beyond making money. It can't be just about making money, because when you get up in the morning, you have to go, hot damn, it's a new day and I just can't wait to trade. And if you don't have that passion, this is not for you. You have to have the commitment. What I mean by commitment, different than passion, you have to be able to stick to it when it gets hard. And it's going to get hard, especially in the beginning. Gather the resources, intelligence, money, education, time, and support, things like that. And develop a plan, a business plan for trading, because after all, you're in the business of trading, and follow that plan, because when you follow the plan, you become more accountable to yourself. The second category that I put traders into is what I call the into-wishing trader. I'm sorry, the gimme trader. I was skipping ahead of some of my stories because the problem is we won't have time for all the stories I like to tell. So the second trader is the gimme trader. Maybe they get answers from a chat room, or they align themselves with another trader who gives them direction, or they buy a system or methodology and they don't test it. But ultimately, they are not responsible for their own decisions, but base them on the advice of others. The second set of traders in this category gives their money to others, such as brokers, money managers, who can make the money, but most brokers are not traders. They are salespeople. So do due diligence for hiring a broker and research the brokerage firm's compliance record as well as the compliance record of the individual broker. You want to know where your hard-earned money is going. I do recommend that you have two accounts, however, one where you're paying the lowest commission and another where you have the advantages of a full-service broker. Many brokers have access to information that will make it worthwhile for you to maintain full brokerage service. With some brokerage firms, you can have access to both services. There are two types of money managers. Unregulated money managers are traders who can only trade a certain amount of money, and usually only for their friends or family. These money managers present you with a big risk because you can't check their background. Just because they have a lot of money doesn't mean that they can make you money. They may be enjoying a luxurious lifestyle simply because others gave them money to manage and not because they have the ability to make money for their clients. On the other hand, it's easy to check the track record of the regulated money managers because they are required by the SEC and other regulatory agencies to present you with their track record. In Madoff's case, what he was doing was creating false statements. The problem with giving your money to a money manager is that some of the best regulated money managers will require $250,000 from their individual clients. Most of us don't have that kind of money. If you do, you're taking a big risk by giving all of your money to just one individual. I'd say the best money managers today return probably about 8%. If you're looking at those money managers who produce a higher return, you're also looking at money managers who are usually not as risk adverse and perhaps in the long run are not able to keep up that kind of momentum. The question is, do you have the ability to manage your money managers? Do you trust yourself enough to choose the right one for you to do their job? I know of someone very close to me who had their money with a money manager, and he was in a partnership, this money manager. And at some point in time, he went into retirement, and his partner was not as honest as he was. And what happened was he was running a Ponzi scheme, and I know a lot of people that lost quite a bit of money. So even when you have your money with a money manager that's been making you money for a while, you always have to keep up with what they're doing and what's going on within their firm. Because, I mean, these people look pretty good. They were managing over $300 million, and most of the money was with banks. So why are gimme traders stuck in this category? They don't have the confidence. If you've lost your confidence with your trading strategy or with yourself, you're not going to be able to be consistent. They want other people to take responsibility. Responsibility means taking action. And they don't want to take responsibility because they don't want to be wrong. They don't want to lose. They don't have the time or energy time. You have to have the time to put into this. This is, I mean, if you're going to be a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer, you have to put a certain amount of time for the profession. And they're afraid to leave the security of their job. So what do you have to do to get out of this gimme category? You have to build your self-worth. You have to build your resources. And you build your self-worth by taking care of the psychological issues that you have that sabotage you, and you build your resources by doing what traders do to become successful. The third category is the struggling trader. Now, in this category, this category includes a wide range of traders, because a trader in this category can make no money or he can make millions of dollars. What's true for all of these traders is that they're inconsistent. That inconsistency can be on a daily basis, on a quarterly basis, or on a yearly basis. The fact is that they are not consistently bringing in the returns that their system or methodology will allow. Traders in this category are missing part of the equation that makes them traders who are able to receive the total benefits from their system. There is a wide range within the three types of struggling traders. The first can range from someone who is not making money to someone who is breaking even to someone who is making and losing money. These traders have not necessarily received the type of education necessary to feel confident about their ability or methodology. These are traders who perhaps didn't put together a business plan that includes their system or methodology and contingencies of everything that could go wrong and right with the best possible outcomes to keep them in the game and to make them accountable to themselves. Or they haven't kept a daily journal to identify where their inconsistencies are in following their rules, or they haven't done periodic reviews to improve their system. Now notice I use system, methodology, strategy. It doesn't really matter what you call it. It's basically your criteria for entering and exiting a trade. So these traders, these struggling traders, are just beginning to realize that discipline is the key to making profits. But at this point, they're not willing to invest more than just a book about discipline issues. Or they haven't back or forward tested their system so they can feel confident that their system has the probability of being successful. Until they have taken all of these steps necessary to get to the next category, they will remain inconsistent. You know, just about 20 years ago, there was very little education available for traders. So a trader either had to learn to fail his way to success or sought out the few traders who were willing to be mentors for them. In this day and age, there are almost too many so-called trading schools that are willing to teach you what they believe to be what you need to be successful. It's important that you do due diligence in seeking out the right one for you. If you have the resources, I recommend a school or a book that gives you an overall education before you specialize. If you're working with limited funds, then read books about traders so that you can figure out whom you identify with. Then get the education specific to that type of trading. Sonny Harris's Trading 101 and Trading 102 is very good for basic education. The second type of struggling trader is someone who has given himself a good education, has a business plan, but only brings in enough money to supplement his income, or is always struggling to feel confident that he will last another day in trading. These traders have not taken the time to handle their psychological issues to keep them from being a top trader, and sometimes they don't see the need for it or make fun of it. The third type of struggling trader is someone who is making a comfortable living or even a great deal of money from trading, but knows that if he was consistent, he would be earning a lot more. Perhaps he has even looked into the psychology of trading and taken a seminar, or has done private work and has improved his results, but knows that he still has more to work on to be as successful as his strategy will allow. I'll tell you one story, and this is one of my favorite stories, about a trader who I worked with, I think it was 15 years ago. And what I did is I went into this oil company and worked with the traders with my top performance seminar. And as a result, the traders improved their results about 15%. Well, there were several people that decided to work privately with me, but only one said to me, I want you to be my secret weapon. I don't want the company to know that you're working with me. And what I want to do is I want to trade like the big boys do. Now, this gentleman was making $10 million at the time. Of course, it wasn't what he put in his pocket. He put about 20% in, but that's still pretty good. And when I worked with him after the 2 days, the next year he made, I think it was 32 million. And then he called me up and he said, you know, Adrian, I'm making good money, but I'm still leaving money on the table, and I'm still not in the top of my my clan. So he worked with me again for a day. I didn't quite know what I was going to do to work with him, but it's like an onion peel. You peel away one onion and you get another onion. And we worked again, and the next year he made in the 50s, $1 million, that category, and called me again and said, still leaving money on the table. We worked again, and then he went into the 70s. And this went on till last year when he sent me an email, 118 million, still leaving money on the table. Now, you might not put him in the category of struggling trader, but because he was inconsistent about following his rules to the letter, that was the issue that he had. He was not trading to his best advantage. So why are they stuck in this category? Well, as we said before, they're not consistent. And that consistency can be on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis. In fact, there was one trader I met when I was teaching at the New York Mercantile Exchange, and he came up to me and he said, you know, I'm in a good, you know, I've been a trader for many years. I'm very seasoned. I'm consistent about, you know, making several $1 million a year. But he says, every year I give up a tremendous amount of money at the end of August. And I said, well, you know, I asked him some more questions, and then what I found out was that he was taking his vacation with his family, and they were going on a cruise, or they were doing things that his wife wanted to do. And he said, you know, when I was a kid, we'd go kayaking, we'd go hiking, and that, for me, was my way of relaxing. And the problem was he wasn't taking the right vacation for him. Now, of course, he's going to have to go out with his wife on her vacation, but he needed to take his vacation because his body was screaming out to him. So there was an inconsistency on a yearly basis. Number two, need to overcome self-sabotage. Now, there are a lot of fears: fear of success, fear of failure, fear of being wrong. And all of those fears put you in a mental state that is not conducive to making money, or you have limiting belief. A belief is what's true for you. Anything that comes out of my mouth, or whatever comes out of your mouth, or whatever you're thinking, is a belief for you. So if those beliefs limit your success, they're going to limit your trading. Or conflict. Conflict. Part of you says go, part of you says no, and you're fighting yourself. So what do you have to do to get out of this category? Build your technical skills. Raise your ability for risk. You know, once you are comfortable with a certain amount of risk, see how far you can go before it's a point of no return. Build your inventory, your money, because the more money that you have, the less risk you should be taking. Get the environmental support you need. If people in your life are not supporting you, if they want to put you in a straitjacket and take you to Gamblers Anonymous, then you know you have a problem. Build your self-values, your self-esteem, your self-confidence. Release repressed emotions. If you have a pattern of making money and boom, losing it, making money and boom, losing it, you know you have repressed emotions. Overcome self-sabotage, and we talked about all the self-sabotage categories. Basically, self-sabotage is when you have a good strategy and you're not able to follow it to the letter. Excuse me. So the next category is what I call the average good trader. This is a trader who is consistent about making money and who follows his rules. This type of trader also has a wide range of return depending upon how much trading capital he has to work with, what level of return his particular system will yield, how much he is willing to risk, and if he has been willing to do whatever is necessary to develop his psychology to bring out the best in him. While traders might not have an issue of being consistent, they might have an issue that stands between them and their next level of success. The average good trader will have a solid, successful, and long-term career as a trader, and all beginning traders would be fortunate to reach this level of trading. So, how have they reached this level of success? They have completed everything a trader needs to do in gathering resources and having a solid support system. And what does a trader need to do to become a master trader, which is the next category? Have enough resources to support that next level and have the will, the psychology, and the know-how to add what is known as an intuitive filter. So our last category is the master trader. He is a trader who has done everything necessary to be a top trader and then goes one step beyond mechanical indicators by adding a filter of intuition. There are many excellent trading systems out there, Gann, Elliott Wade, the Ross Hook, just to name a few. And there are many traders who teach these type of systems. Unfortunately, there are also many traders who discover that these systems don't work for them. Traders who teach these systems don't teach the intuitive part because most people have to learn that on their own. And while many of you have the experience of knowing where a trade will go, you know, that knowingness that is beyond your mechanical indicators, most people can't quantify that filter or identify it as something they can rely on. An intuitive trader can. These intuitive master traders know how to work with their right and left brain synergistically to balance their logical and creative side. Reliable intuitive trading is something that I have taught many of my clients with great success. It's not something that traders should try to do on their own without handling their psychological issues first. However, many traders attempt to do this and find that it is disastrous for their bank account. But those traders who do take the steps necessary to fully train themselves as traders and handle all of their psychological issues can become intuitive master traders. And at this point, they're ready to reap the top rewards of their profession. So, how do they reach this level? They have a system or methodology that they believe in because it was tested. They follow their business plan and their set of rules within that business plan. They have overcome their psychological issues, and they have developed a reliable, intuitive indicator. So what do you have to do to maintain this level of competency? You have to maintain your physical, emotional, and mental health. Where traders seem to err is when something happens to them. They break their leg, there's a divorce, there's a breakdown of some kind of emotion that happens within their life. And some of the best traders that I've seen will just break down and not be able to do it anymore. They maintain their psychological balance on a daily basis and on a trading basis, on an each trade basis. You can't just say, how do I feel physically and emotionally and mentally, you know, in the morning, because you might get a call that will throw you off course. They stretch to the optimal level of risk for their particular strategy, and they monitor and improve their intuitive skills. Now, I put this down there as the total model, but most of you are not ready for that intuitive level. But you have to know that it's there. You have to know that it's possible. And when you get to that level, you will have reached the level of the top traders in the world. You know, I look forward to meeting you all on your path to becoming a master trader. And please go to my website, tradingontarget.com, for more information that will we have to support you on your journey. I'm going to offer a few specials now and then open it up for the remaining time for questions. I have so if you have questions, start thinking in them and writing them down right now while we have the time. I have a home study course. This home study course has nothing to do with trading strategy. It's all about psychology. If you like this particular workshop, you will like the Winning Edge 1, 2, 3, and 4 books, because within those books, they have about 35 workshops that have you doing exercises on your own. And this has an evaluation and consultation with me on the phone, so I can tell you exactly where your problems are. We have CDs and DVDs, things to wake you up in the morning, things to put you to sleep at night. And thank you, Morgan, for putting my website there. I have the course. The course is $650. People who are listening to this by Friday, 5 o'clock, if you decide to order, you'll get it for $600. We will see your names and we'll know that you're from TradingPub. This course has 5 modules, or 5 parts. I'm only going to show you 2 parts. The first part has the evaluation and consultation with me. This is online, $200. If you're from TradingPub, the price would be $150. You're not going to see this in my store online. We will just know to give that to you because we will process the credit cards ourselves. This is the only other one that I will show you right now, and this has the business plan for trading. And the business plan took me 12 years to put together. When I asked people in seminars, what's your criteria for entering a trade, what's your criteria for exiting a trade, what's your money management, and they didn't have any more answers, I knew I had a book. So that's what's in this particular book. It makes it very easy to be accountable to yourself. You'll see where you're going off course. Just by filling it out, you're going to make better profits, assuming you have a good strategy. I'm only going to show you 2 more things, and I don't see any questions being written right now. So if you don't have any questions, what I do is I ask myself questions and answer them as well, because I know all the questions you're going to ask anyway. I have a master class that's coming up. That's Saturday, March 16th. It's normally $500. The early enrollment for that is $300, which you can take advantage of. It's a 4-hour-long webinar, and if you want to know the lessons of the top traders of the world, this is what I present to you here. And the last thing is the Top Performance Seminar. The Top Performance Seminar is the seminar that I talked about that the oil company took, and that one particular trader took, and increased their performance as a group by 15%. This is in person. For those of people who are out of the country, I do a private seminar online, and we could talk about that if you're interested in it. And this is how to reach me. Okay, I don't see any questions there, so you're okay. Anthony, how do you overcome hesitancy of taking a trade after having a few losses in a row? Anthony, that is a complicated question to answer, and I will give you a simple answer to it right now. The fact is that the reason you have hesitancy is because you have words that you have said, pictures that you have created of loss, and which create an emotion. So you have conditioned yourself that when I have a loss, I am creating this emotion, and this emotion keeps me from making a decision because I'm afraid of more losses. I'm afraid of being wrong. I'm afraid that I might have to go take a real job. I'm afraid of losing all the money that I have in my account. So all of that stuff that you have going on in your head will keep you from being the trader that you could be. So what do I suggest? I suggest you change the pictures. You know, easier said than done, but ultimately that's what you have to do. The only way you get the fear in the first place is by creating the pictures and the words within your head, such as, are you sure you're going to do this? Suppose you're wrong this time. And when you have those kind of words and those kind of pictures in your head, of course you're going to be afraid. So instead of doing it in real time, what I would suggest is you mentally rehearse going through maybe a series of losses and then putting up pictures and words, and you could write down the words of what you'll say to yourself. Another thing is to break state. You know, get up out of the chair, do jumping jacks, and you know, maybe have a list of pictures that you want to put in your head of a real successful trader. Gregor, my main problem to respect my stops so far, not found a way to change that. Again, mental rehearsal really works well for that, respecting stops. What I suggest you do is whenever you don't want to respect your stops, sim trade on stops that you're supposed to take and trade without taking your stops. And after a day of it, notice the difference in the bottom line. If you find that you're making more money by taking your stops and you're not risking as much by taking your stops, then you should get the message within your head that not taking your stops is not a good idea. Now, if you still don't do it, then you probably can get psychological help. And what I suggest is take my evaluation either in my course or take it in the first package that I suggested, and I can pinpoint to you where the big problems are. Okay. No more questions? Let me see, nobody seems to be writing, so this is time for me to ask myself questions and answer my own questions. I'll just point to anything I have here. I've got about 70 questions that people ask me. What is the correlation between how you think in your personal life and how it affects your trading? If you are a negative thinker, if you constantly think in a negative way all day, it is going to carry over to your trading. So what you want to do is when you hear yourself, criticizing other people, or in any negative state, what you do is say cancel, cancel, and replace it with something that is positive. So somebody says, oh, Clinton, he was a this, and you say, yeah, but didn't he have great hair? Or, oh, Barack Obama, you know, he's a this, and then you say, yeah, but doesn't he have a great dog? So, I mean, even when you're totally against someone, even when, you know, there's a part of you that agrees, you need to train yourself to go cancel, cancel, and replace it with something else. And you want to do that in your trading. Okay, TradingPub, I have a question. If you are a new trader, is there a particular market you recommend for them? Stocks, options, futures, or Forex? We get that question a lot. The fact is that more people lose in futures and in Forex than they do in stocks and options. So you might keep that in mind. But if you don't have a passion for what you're doing, you're going to lose money in everything. So what you want to do is become familiar with each one of those commodities and decide what is for you and train yourself on only that one thing. Big problem with people is they want to trade everything. They want to trade everything that moves. Become an expert at one thing and it will make a big difference to you. Okay, how to reply to wife, how much I made today or made a loss. You need to retraining. The retraining is if you say to her, uh, a trader's coach who has been in business for 23 years, has worked with the top traders of the world, told me this on a webinar today. How you can help me be a better trader is, at the end of the day, if I say yes, then you give me an attaboy. And if I say no, then you give me a kick in the pants, or you say, what did you learn today that you're not going to repeat tomorrow? You don't want that constant question of did I make money or did I lose money, because then you're going to be thinking of that all day. Sampat, I leave a lot of money on the table by taking small profits at a time. Well, you're not going to make the full benefit of your strategy. So what I'd like you to do in your particular case is trade your small profits, and then sim trade a larger profit, and then sim trade a larger profit than that. And then notice where the most money is made. And if that's not a convincer, then you better take my trader's evaluation to find out what's going on. How do you train to trust your gut, emotion versus intuition? Okay, first of all, your gut is not where intuition is. Your gut is where emotions are. Intuition is a higher energy, and it's in your third eye, above your eyes, in between your head. So if you're getting a gut feeling, anything below the solar plexus, you know that you're in the wrong place for getting intuitive information. If you're any place from the heart up to the, up and above that, then you are in the intuitive place for receiving information. And again, what you could do is, if you are at a point in time making consistent money in your trading, then what you could do is sim trade on your intuition and trade your strategy in real time and see what the difference is. Then you'll know when you're ready for intuitive trading. Nilish, is it okay to do short prediction of level during the day trading by watching charts? Prediction. Anything is okay if it leads to you to ultimately making money. I've seen some really, really strange things. People trading with Ouija boards, and people trading by the stars, and people trading by getting information from one particular person, and a lot of it works. So always do what supports you and what's going to get you to the next level of success. Any more questions? Anybody writing questions? I don't see that. So it's time for me to ask myself another questions. What are the advantages of trading schools as opposed to failing your way to success? When you have a good trading school, you will avoid the $50,000 that typically is what people lose in trading when they first start. So it is a good idea to have a mentor, a teacher that that will teach you the right path. But just because somebody makes money in trading doesn't mean that they're the right mentor or teacher for you. So you need to be the one that figures out who the best trading teachers are, and the way you do that is come to TradingPub and listen to different people and hear who makes sense to you. Read some books on trading. I suggested Sunny Harris's Trading 101 and Trading 102. You probably can get it for $1 on Amazon right now because it's long been on the markets. And then you could decide what type of trading teacher you want, and then you seek out that particular trading teacher. Somebody says, "Are you kidding?" I guess kidding me maybe by my $50,000 mention of losses. No, I'm not kidding you. That's what I've found to be true over the years. Is intuition profoundly logical? Uh, well, I think in order for intuition to work, you have to synergistically balance the right and left brain. It is intuition. You must have your creative side, but then you have to logically define how you do it. So it's important that it is creative and logical. Gregor, do you work together with Van Tharp? He is from Cary too, isn't he? Van and I were partners for 4 years. It was a great partnership. And then we decided to go our separate ways. And, you know, I say to him in the bookstores when I see him. And our methods of doing things are different in some ways. And for some people, Van is better, and for some people, I'm better. You have to decide that for yourself. Okay, what I'd like is if you would turn off the recording right now, because I want to talk to people without the recording. So once you do that, just let me know. Okay, done. This is what I'm going to do for people that have stuck with me in the room, because you people are serious about the psychology of trading. You're willing to listen to my commercials and all.